Hello, everyone. It's lovely to be with you, whether you're live watching now or whether you're watching the recording of this. Take a seat and just tune in to how you're feeling. Hopefully, we feel at home, but there are also places we can go to on the earth which feel particularly home-like for some reason. Who knows why? Is it a past life? Is it the geomagnetic fields? Is it something to do with your story or your destiny? For me, Bulgaria is one of those places. There was a time over about a 14-year period where I would go every year to Bulgaria. And it was, in fact, here that I put together the first guests in the course. For those of you who've taken or are taking the Bardic grade, those early guesti were put together in a tiny wooden hut in the snow in Bulgaria. And so it holds a special place in my heart, and I'm so glad to be back here, even though it's pouring with rain at the moment as we speak. And the lovely thing about Bulgaria is there are lots of mountains in Bulgaria. And so the mountains have this tremendous elevating effect. There's a sense of stability and connection to the earth here. So very grounded and stable. Bulgaria is, I believe, a Capricorn country. So earth is a strong element in its, what would you say, structure, psyche, or whatever. But also mountains, of course, reach up to the heavens. So there's a kind of connection with the sky as well. And they come together here. So being up in the mountains, near the Rila Mountains here, it's lovely to see. So let's take a journey to the mountains in a minute, just to add a thought or two there. Those of you who have taken the Bardic grade or have started the course with Obod will know of how central the concept of Arwen is, of inspiration, is to us as Druids. There's something about receiving inspiration that feels transpersonal. It feels beyond the ego, beyond us in some way, and it flows through us. And in flowing through us, it gives us a tremendous feeling of being fully present and in the moment and in the flow, but also in some other way, having stepped out of the way. Our personality, our everyday needs have stepped out of the way, so that instead we're like a clear channel, if you like. And one of the things I've realized is that inspiration is not to be confused with novelty, with new ideas. We can be inspired with new ideas, new perspectives, new understandings. But we can also be inspired by old ideas, by ancient teachings. We can be inspired by looking at something that isn't new to us at all, like a river or a tree or a mountain. And this distinction between novelty and inspiration can be helpful, because one of the things that we can do when we try to be creative is we try to find something new. We go into a bookshop and we see 1,000 books and we think, what can I say that is new, that nobody's ever heard before? Faced with a blank canvas, we want to paint something that nobody's ever seen before. So it's quite easy to confuse novelty, newness with inspiration, but they're different things. Sometimes they coincide, and we're truly inspired to bring something new into the world. But sometimes we're inspired by old things, by something somebody else has said, by something somebody else has done or given to the world. I'd like to suggest that we go on a meditation now. Let's just first tune in to the fact that we're both on our own in our individual places all over the world, but also we're together in this place now, in this, we call it virtual space, but perhaps we could call it otherworldly space too, different worldly place. We are together. And in being together, we share a field of consciousness. And more it seems that those of us who are drawn to spiritual ideas are drawn to being together, to make pools, fields of consciousness. And these fields can be infused with love and light and can influence the wider world. There's a key idea in spirituality is that there's a sequence of causation from the spiritual to the mental level, to the emotional level, to the physical level. So the good news in that is that even when we feel powerless at a physical level to affect change, when we see a world in so much need of change, nevertheless, at these other levels, the influence can ripple down and out. This doesn't absolve us of responsibility for acting when we need to act. The mental plane affects the emotional and physical. I can do it instantly by thinking of sucking a lemon, and immediately my body is affected. So that's a thought that's affected my body. I can have another thought that affects my feelings. And if I tune in at a deeper level, in a meditative way, spiritual way, I know that affects the thoughts that I have, the feelings that I have, and the way my body feels and my behaviors. And so, by coming together in this way, we can perhaps be of value in the world and of value to ourselves, if only at the simplest level, for our peace of mind, our sense of calm and stability. And so let's tune in to being fully present here and now, in front of our screens. And even as we do that, our sense of the screens and the walls and floor and ceiling around us begin to fade as we become aware of being together in the sacred grove. The earth beneath us, the trees around us, and the stars and sky above us. And you tune into the earth and you feel how alive the earth is, how it brings a sense of stability and healing. And you tune into the trees and you sense the way that they are so deeply rooted in the earth. And yet their trunks move upwards into the sky, and you can sense the branches high above us with their leaves drinking in the sunlight and the moonlight and the starlight. And we feel the sense of protection that the trees bring to us, that sense of solidarity and community, that we are within a community not only of fellow humans seated in the circle, but also fellow species of the trees, of the animals and the birds. And we become aware of the sky now above us and breathe in the energy of the sky. And that vitalizing energy of the sky meets the energy of the earth within the center of our beings. And I'm going to invite you now, if you wish, to follow me down a little path. Or don't even follow me, actually, just take a little path. One of the magics of doing these meditations is one both senses the solidarity of everybody being together, yet you can experience the experience on your own. So just imagine now taking the path and walking through the forest up towards the tree line, going through the forest, smelling the forest, sensing the creatures and the sense of the spirit of the forest with you. And the spirit of the forest blesses you. And you come now to the edge of the forest, and the path continues out of the forest and up the side of the mountain. It's one of those lovely mountains that you can walk up. The path is quite steep, but you don't need any equipment. You can just go easily up this path. And you can feel the cool breeze. And you can see now the snow. And if it's been nighttime, imagine that the dawn is breaking and there's this pink and golden light on the snow as the day begins, and you walk up to the snow line. Step onto the snow now. You can hear that lovely crunch as you walk on the snow. As you walk up, maybe you're getting to the top of the mountain or to a high part of the mountain. Walking on it, it's got the perfect spot that's just waiting for you. Just a field of white snow with the light of the dawn playing on it. Face the sun, and if you like, you can make the figure of the star by just stretching out your legs a bit and stretching out your arms. You can try moving your left palm so that it faces upwards, your right palm facing down. See how that feels. Maybe you want both palms facing outwards. That's fine too. Try it now, turning your palms like little solar panels to the sun. Just drinking in the warmth and the sunlight. Close your eyes. And then you remember that thing you did as a kid, or you might have done as a kid, where you just trust the softness of the snow behind you and you drop back into a star shape on the ground. The ground is gently sloping, so you're still facing the sun. And so you feel the cool snow behind you, the warm sun on your body. Blessed by fire and water, by earth and air. You are blessed by the fire of the sun, the water of the snow, the earth of the great solid mountain beneath you, the cool fresh air that you breathe in deeply. May the four elements weave together, blessing and cleansing you, purifying you, making you whole and healthy again. May the healing powers of the elements bless us with their energy. You gently stand up, facing the sun, and then you turn around so the sun is at your back, and you can feel the warmth of the sun on your back, drying the moisture of the snow from your back. And filled with solar energy, you start to walk back down the mountain path, down the trail. Hearing the crunch of the snow beneath your feet. You come to the end of the snow line. You walk down the stony path now towards the trees, towards the forest. You feel the spirit of the forest welcoming you as you come back in. You sense the warmth of the forest, the greeting of the creatures of the forest, until you come into the clearing, into the sacred grove. You take your seat in the circle. You close your eyes, your inner eyes, sensing yourself in the sacred grove, connected to the earth and the sky, the trees around you. And your hands just drift up to take a hand in each hand on either side of you, so you can feel now the whole circle. You can feel the energy, the field we create when we hold hands together. And as we say in Druid ceremonies, we swear by peace and love to sit or stand, heart to heart and hand in hand. Mark, O Spirit, and hear us now, confirming this, our sacred vow. Feeling the warmth and the love in the circle, you gently squeeze each hand, the hand to either side of you. And then you let your hands drift down to touch the earth. May the earth be blessed. May all life be blessed. And then you move your hands up to your heart. And with your hands at your heart, you ask that your life might be blessed. You let your hands drop down to your side again. You take one last look around the circle. And then the circle begins to fade in your awareness as you become aware of being seated in front of your screen, at home, fully present, here and now. And when you feel ready, and only when you feel ready, you open your eyes. That was lovely to meditate with you. That felt really good and strong and peaceful. When I was coming to Bulgaria a lot, I was in touch with a group of wonderful spiritual mentors and guides and friends. And they taught me a lot about spirituality. And I would listen intently to all sorts of discussions about astrology and esoteric philosophy. But what stands out for me so strongly is simply the encounters with these friends, sitting by a stream, looking out across the mountains, being in nature together. The times when we would just sit in silence, perhaps, and would close our eyes for moments just to absorb the beauty of the landscape. Those experiences, in the final analysis, taught me more than all the theory, all the esoteric philosophy, even though that was very interesting and helpful too. And that's reassuring, isn't it? It means that if we can't remember stuff, if our memory can't hang on to details of particular teachings, that's okay, because it's that intangible essence of life, of relationship, of connection, that's the important thing. So thank you so much for being you, for being here, for us being together. And I look forward to seeing you next Monday. In the meanwhile, have a wonderful week, and much love and many blessings.